This video relates to a question we get quite often. How do I stay secure on a public Wi-Fi network? When you're on any network, you need to keep in mind that there's a router that connects you to the internet and has a firewall to protect users on the network from folks that are outside of the network. But whenever you're on that local network, you're basically trusting everyone there that's around you unless you use other precautions. And if you think about this, if you're on your office network and you're around your trusted coworkers, there's many features that you want to use to share printers, share files, etc. You want all those settings to be more secure when you're on a public network because you don't know the other folks who are at the Starbucks or the airport or wherever you're using the network. So to set your security, when you first connect to the network in Windows 7, you'll see that it will ask you what kind of network it is. Is it a public network or a home network or an office network? You'll want to pick public network. And when you connect, if you look at Control Panel and Network and Sharing Center, you'll see the settings for the various types of networks. And for the public network, the icon's a park bench. And we advise people to always know enough. You're not going to have to go in and manually set a lot of different things. All you're going to need to do is tell Windows you're on a public network, but we want you to know what's under the hood and what does that actually mean. So to see what the settings are, you can go and say, change advanced security settings. That's going to allow, we're not actually going to change anything right now, but we're going to view what the settings are. So once you click on that, you'll see home or work or public. There's some features that are changed. For example, you'll see network discovery, file and printer sharing, public folder sharing. Now if we look ahead, what does this all mean? On your public security settings, you're going to turn off network discovery. Again, this is all programmed by default when you pick that public network, but we really want folks to understand what's going on behind the scenes, and that way you know you're secure. So when network discovery is on, your computer can see the other computers and devices and they can see you. This is real helpful, for example, when you're on your office network and you want to connect to another printer. Again, when you're on that public network, you want it to be off. Turn off file and printer sharing. When the file and printer sharing is on, your files and printers can be shared. Again, on the public network, you don't want that. Turn on the public folder sharing. Turn off the public folder sharing. When the public folder sharing is on, again, you're in your office network. You want to be able to collaborate. When you're with a group of strangers on a public network, you want that feature to be off. If for some reason you're with a coworker and you do need to share something, you should always have the password protection on. Additionally, the Windows firewall should be on. Now, normally when you're in your office network, you don't need that additional firewall on, and it actually causes problems because sometimes you can't download things, you can't connect to a printer. You want that firewall on to protect you from the folks around you on that public network. And finally, in any transactions that you do, you're always going to want to look for the SSL encryption. And you'll see the HTTPS, you'll see that S at the end of that first part of any web address. That shows you're using encryption when you make that connection. And finally, we advise people to just turn off the wireless if you don't need it. Hit the Windows key and the X button, and the Windows key is that one that has the flag on it. You'll see a whole bunch of switches. Just turn your wireless off. After you've gotten your surfing done, you've downloaded your email, and maybe you're just working on a Word document, if you just turn off your network connection, you won't have any problems at all. Thank you.